Good evening, everybody. Bonsoir. Oh my goodness. Welcome to Ryan's Gay Chicago. What a crazy day. I had to finally take a little nap because my phone has been going off nonstop all day. If you have not heard by now, news stations have reported that Harvey Mayor Christopher Clark passed away. We really don't know a lot as far as exactly why or how, or if it's true that he had been hospitalized, that he had been ill. There's just so much speculation, but I really want us to try to stick to the facts. And as far as I can tell, I haven't seen anything, on paper that explains the nature of his death, or whether he had actually been suffering from some sort of illness, whether he had been in the hospital for a while. All we can say with certainty is that he had not attended any public meetings since October 27th. He was seen at the at his invitation only Christmas sort of fundraiser dinner on December 23rd, I believe was the date. And other than that, he hasn't been around. So, I think I would remind everyone, let's stick with the facts right now. And, we have a lot of theories out there, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But, we don't know the circumstances. We don't know if he was sick or if he was, the details, and we don't know the circumstances around how he died. So for now, definitely condolences to the family. And we are still a city in crisis. So a lot of people are, hoping that maybe all the people that are suffering financially and otherwise because of the city crisis, that maybe some positive changes could be in store, but there's also a lot of nervousness about what's going to happen. So let's just all remember to support each other and be kind. Everybody has their own way of dealing with crisis, and whether it's a death or what have you. Now, certainly, I was a critic of Clark. A lot of people were, as far as his managing the city horribly and causing a lot of pain and suffering for a lot of people. But no matter how you felt, some people might feel happiness or relief. Some people are going to feel very angry that he died. Some are going to feel extremely sad. Some might just feel indifferent or depressed, or not. Maybe they don't know how to feel. They don't know how to react, and that's okay. So I just wanted to encourage everyone, to try not to shame other people in how they react to a crisis or something like this, like a death. There's no right or wrong feeling. You just feel how you feel. So let yourself feel how you feel. Like I said, whether it's sadness, anger, happiness, maybe indifference, maybe you're frustrated about it, certainly I would never wish death upon anyone. If anything, like I could explain in my earlier live, I feel that it is I would have wanted the mayor to stick around because, in some ways, death can be seen as an easy way out, right? You cause a lot of pain and suffering for people. I would rather the mayor have stayed and tried to fix all the harm that he had caused in people's lives. So I don't want people to think that anyone is dancing on his grave or is like, oh, good, he died. No, I would rather people stay in this world and fix the problems that they have caused, and reconcile with people as much as possible. But according to the news that the city of Harvey spokesperson, I wonder even who that spokesperson is. No one said in the media, but that's all we were told, is that he passed away. So sorry. So like it said, it's been nonstop on my phone today. I was just messaging with someone again because someone said basically that they said this is what I don't want. Someone said that they felt that they couldn't share their feelings about Mayor Clark's death because they didn't have anything good to say. See, that's what we don't want. There's, like I said, there's no right. Don't let anybody tell you how to process a crisis, um, especially if it was someone who caused a lot of pain and suffering to someone. It's okay. Some people are going to feel relief and they're going to be happy. Um, you can't shame them for that. How is that? How is that helpful? And how is that helping anyone in Harvey to be able to cope and grieve and move forward? So please, please, please be kind to one another in your responses. Just as, like I said, there are going to be people that they may feel, um, feelings of extreme sadness, anger, indifference. So just be aware, be sensitive. Oh, hey Skeeter. Hey Beth. Beth sends her condolences. Hey Michael. How are you guys liking the 10 p.m. thing? I kind of like it for myself because I feel like now I can kind of get some stuff done, and then I'm like, oh, good. And then I can share with you guys, I can like report in the evening. I was supposed to get more painting done today, but oh, it was just such a crazy news day, you guys. Oh, excuse me, man. I'm still exhausted. I'm wiped. Hey, Javar. I'm going to. I wanted to share the footage that ABC7 had. Okay, I think they have some footage. Let's see. Crook County TV on these YouTube streets. Hey, Crook. Yeah. Michael, you're a better version than the news. Oh, thank you, Michael. How so? Wishing everyone best wishes. Was he sick? That's what I was saying. Like we had I got some anonymous tips saying he was and he was in the hospital, but it's so frustrating because everything is just so shrouded in secrecy. It's like we don't need to know, all the details, right? I mean, there's confidentiality as far as, health conditions go and everything. But when you have a job and you've been presiding over as mayor over a city for 7 years, laid off almost half the staff, um, created unsafe staffing levels for police and fire. We have fires breaking out all the time. We have problems with crime. We have the city, by the way, is still putting cease and desist notices, closing down businesses for no good reason other than to extort money from them in the name of getting them licensed. Um, it's a problem. It's really a problem because he just disappeared basically since October and we hadn't seen him. So it's crazy. And then we go from a disappearance to now supposedly he passed. So it's nuts. I've been thinking about having a stream or something, apologies and on the queue and talk about Harvey and how this passing is going to change. Oh, like a summit. Oh, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was canceling meetings, right? Correct. Correct. So Skeeter, so the last time he was at a meeting, so in October, and he had a history of canceling meetings, periodically for no reason, especially if he sensed that there was going to be some sort of public outrage against, one of the latest horrible things that he had done to people. But in October, he just called a special meeting at the last minute and said, I'm closing down the city. I want Harvey to apply to be a financially distressed city that where the state would potentially take it over. And And by the way, there's a whole bunch more layoffs, and it eventually became, like I said, more than 40% of the city staff, and we hadn't seen him at a public meeting since. He canceled all the public meetings for November and December, which is absolutely unheard of. You know, it's in our ordinances, that in our code, that we have to meet twice a month. So I don't know. I'm assuming Corinne Davis, the city manager, maybe she's been managing the city, but you know, I don't know how they're paying bills. I don't know how they get anything done. They don't follow any sort of laws or guidelines or transparency. It's just nuts. Oh man, the ad's still going. Come on, finish up, Mr. Ad. Will Monday's meeting be an open meeting to the public? Absolutely. So tell anyone and everyone they need to come on Monday. And I went over this earlier, but the as far as I can tell, in by looking at state law and in Harvey City Code, the procedure for selecting an interim mayor until next year's election is that city council will vote. Will pick one of the members of city council to be interim mayor. So this is the time when you need to start thinking, who do you want? Don't worry about these freaking aldermen and what they want. This is your city, Harvey residents. What do you want? Remember, they represent you. They work for you. What do you want? Who do you want to be interim mayor? I think Colby would be a great candidate. I did briefly talk with Colby and Tracy. I did invite them on the show tonight as well. I haven't heard back, but I know they've been swamped today, I'm sure, with calls and texts and everything. But please, Harvey residents, come out and, like I said, ask yourself that. Say, who do you want to be interim mayor, and then who is your alderman, and what are you going to do to call, email, text, whatever you have to do to your alderman, and make sure they vote according to what you want, because they serve you. They are your representative. This whole democracy thing, guys, it's not a sport. You're not coming to sit at the stadium and watch what happens. You got to participate. Okay, it's gonna be packed Monday. Yeah, I hope so. I really do. I hope so. I've been told that Shirley Drwinski is has sort of temporarily taken the reins, and that she, you know, I think she's going to try to make a bid to be interim mayor. But I want to make it clear that this thing, as far as I can tell, from what the law says, nothing is based on seniority or status as such, or you know, how long the person's been in politics. So none of the none of the six aldermen have any special automatic right to be interim mayor over any of the others. It's all about, who do you want? That's democracy. Who do you want, Harvey? Who do you want to be interim mayor until next year's election? Beth says Colby. Yeah, I think this would be a great chance for, I think, for Colby to, you know, try it out. She's young, fresh face. We definitely do not want any of those four alder yes men, because they're just going to continue on all the crap that Chris was doing, and all the horrible police brutality and harassing businesses and residents and everything. Man, we can't survive that. Mm-mm. Who's Sheridan on the cease and desist order? Good question. I don't know. Someone in the buildings department, I guess.
According to the city of Harvey, Mayor Christopher Clark passed away early this morning. Officials say it was unexpected, and they're offering condolences to his family.
Notice now, there's no details about, you know, how or where. So, like I said, let's just keep that in mind. Oh, oh Lord, what did I do? Sorry.
Clark passed away early this morning. Officials say it was unexpected, and they're offering condolences to his family. The city of Harvey is in mourning. They fly the flag outside City Hall at half staff today, and purple bunting.
You can't hear? Trim this up. He is, yeah, he sounds a little quiet even on my end. It's going to be interesting. Yes, Skeeter. Skeeter, do you live in Harvey too? Are you a resident here? Jabbar, name two other people that are 100 times worse that you definitely do not want to be mayor. Oh, well, any of the four Alder yes men. Can't hear. Can the residents influence who will be the interim mayor, or have the four Alder yes men already had their group chat? Oh, I'm sure they, and welcome, Paul. I'm sure they have, but I'm very against that. We have seen that so many times happen in South End politics, and enough with this backroom, anti-democratic, you know, uh, um, sort of going in the back and smoking cigars, and deciding who's going to be leader. This is our city, so people, you better get off your butts. You got advance warning. Take off work and show up at 6 p.m. And if they try to do shenanigans and cancel the meeting or say people can't come in or whatever, you better appropriately speak up and protest too. All right. So they're not I would not expect any of the four Alder yes men to give up power without some sort of struggle. So I would I would say we might see that they're going to try to either change the time at the last minute or change the venue or try to keep people out. We don't know what they're going to do. So just be prepared to stand up for your rights. All right, let me try it again, Skeeter. Okay, let me know if you can hear it. I'll restart it. Let me know if you can hear it.
City of Harvey, Mayor Christopher Clark passed away early this morning. Officials say it was unexpected, and they're offering condolences.
All right, can you guys hear that now? Could you hear that? Let me know in the chat if you could hear it, because I don't want to waste my time playing it if you can't hear it. The wise men, Paul Roberts, right? Paul, it is going to be interesting. Remember when this happened with Frank Zuccarelli? Is this all like bringing back memories? Guys, I need you to tell me, please, in the chat now, could you hear that video or not? Because I don't want to keep playing it if you couldn't hear it. Please give me some feedback. Thank you. Anybody? Hello? I need some feedback. Were you able to hear the video or not? Hello? Oh, hey, you caught me. Uh-huh. What happened? Just tell me what happened. What? Oh no. Turn your water off. Just go turn the water off. It's in the closet. It's in the closet. Turn all the water off.
Condolences to his family. The city of Harvey is in mourning. They fly the flag outside City Hall at half staff today, and purple bunting.
Sorry about that. I just had somebody calling me about a water problem, so I had to walk them through shutting off their water. It's that time of year, guys. Make sure your pipes stay heated, otherwise you're gonna get water breaks, pipes bursting and freezing. All right. So thank you, Skeeter. You're the only one that listened and gave. Oh, Paul did too. Okay. Oh, Beth did too. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I got your feedback. All right.
Things from the entrance. City officials released information about the death of Mayor Christopher Clark early this morning, offering condolences to his family. Clark was in his second term as mayor of the south suburban town of a little more than 20,000 people. He had about 2 years left on his current term.
He was definitely more than just a mayor to me. He was a friend, a mentor, a visionary leader, and it's definitely tough.
The town of Harvey has been dealing.
I think that might have been. I don't know if I would have called him a visionary leader, but okay, interesting.
With a financial crisis, in debt by more than $150 million, forced to lay off many city workers, including more than half of the fire department. It is a stressful.
Now, wait, I'm sorry. I've got to correct that. He was not forced to lay anyone off. It's because of his and his team's mismanagement that so many of these men here now have no jobs and we don't have proper protection. I just had to add that.
Time for the city's elected leaders who've appealed to the federal and state governments for help.
Right now, everyone is probably as in shocked as I am, and trying to just deal with the actual passing itself and allowing the family an opportunity to grieve. I think governance has to be placed on hold.
The mayor was also a husband, father, and grandfather. He missed the most recent city council meeting, and friends say he may have been ill at that time, but few expected anything serious. Right now, they want to pay tribute and remember their mayor.
He definitely had a strong vision for the city of Harvey, of us continuing to move the city forward, continue to work together as a team, and put the residents first. And as long as I'm in office, I'm going to make sure that continues to be the main focus of what we take care of in City Hall.
The city of Harvey has a regularly scheduled city council meeting on Monday. Officials say they will determine who will fill out the rest of the mayor's term at that time.
Can you really afford 4 more? It's time for a change.
For the first time in history,
Someone else is running for Cook County president. Okay, I didn't even realize that. Interesting. So, yeah. Like Amanda, thank you, Amanda. This guy, like, guys, and another thing I have to say is, I know a lot of people, or certain people, have come mostly online to say, like, oh, how dare you say anything critical that's so insensitive to Christopher Clark's family? When did Mr. Clark ever care about all the families that, what about the lady who lost her foot because the dog, chewed her foot off because Mayor Clark lied for years and couldn't bother to have proper animal control? What about the families on Myrtle who were in the twilight years of their lives, were forced to sell their homes and move? I mean, it's a what do you call it? I guess a surprise, a wonder. It's a wonder that those elderly folks who were forced out of their homes didn't pass away, out of just having strokes just from the stress of that. Think of all the firefighters and the police that have been understaffed the past few months, and really not to the same extent, obviously, but they've told us they've been understaffed for years, and they've been putting their lives on the line to fight fires and to some of the police, okay, not all the police, but some did actually care, and they were trying to fight crime. So, it's not a matter of, no one's being insensitive, at least on my part, on my show, on my forum. no one is being insensitive towards family or anything at all, but these victims of the extreme abuse and corruption and mismanagement and just harm that was consciously caused by this person, who's speaking up for them, and who has been speaking up for them. I certainly try to. There have been others that have tried to speak up for them, but I think it's important to balance that. So please do remember that. Again, like I said, everybody's going to handle a crisis like this differently. But he got his facts strong. Mayor Clark is married. Yes, he was married. He's divorced. So yeah, that I thought was. This is why this goes back to the importance of myself, Amir, others. We're talking about how we're trying to encourage local citizen, local resident journalism. Right? You see what happens when people pop in. And they pop in from corporate media and they do their reports. Sometimes they're decent. I'm not saying that they always do bad work, but they'll even tell you like, oh well, the editors always change up what I do, so I can't like follow up a lot. I mean, that's the worst thing for news. You want to be able to have reporters and people, who can actually follow up time and time again. So this is why it just reminds us why local citizen reporting is so key, you guys. So please, if you're interested, again, please reach out to me, to Amir. We want to hear from you and your perspective, because no one knows your town and your situation better than you. But I just wanted to mention that because it's normal that people are, when you have someone that caused so much pain and suffering that people are still going through, some people are going to be relieved. And like for me, I said, oh my goodness, I never would have wished that Clark would not be around, because I'd rather him be alive so that he could try to make things right by all the people that he has wronged. I've had some city employees contacting me. They, that they don't know if they're going to be able to find another job. The job market now is not great. They've been laid off since at least July, some of them. What about those people? I mean, Mayor Clark, according to the news, he's gone. What about the people that are still here? How many people are having to get divorced because because Mayor Clark laid them off and they don't have enough money to feed their kids, to pay their mortgage, to pay their car payment, to pay their utilities? Maybe they're having to choose between taking care of their kids or eating enough for themselves. How much strain and stress does that cause? We don't know. Some people that could cause them to have health problems or even pass away. So I mean, this is really very serious. And to this day, I don't think I haven't heard enough people and enough of a strong message come out for just our city workers who actually, I'm talking about the essential workers. I'm not talking about the staff that have been working like Korean Davis, Ramona Simpson, that make, 6 figures or so, that they drive home brand new cars that we pay for. I'm talking about the people who actually clean up trash in Harvey. I'm talking about the people that make sure that the water in the sewer is working. The people that work at the water counter, and take your bills. Like poor Miss Brandy's been by herself for how long now, being way overworked. I mean, this has caused tremendous pain and suffering. And that's not even mentioning all the businesses that have been forced to close, that were people's, not only their finances, but their dreams, their family inheritance has been shattered because they had maybe a 30-year business in Harvey. And because of the mismanagement of this man, Mayor Clark, and his team, they had to close and maybe move somewhere else, or maybe maybe they've never even been able to reopen. So there are going to be a lot of strong emotions around this event. So I just want us all, again, to please be patient and please be understanding and try not. So one of my pet peeves is don't tell people how to respond to a crisis, or how to feel, especially when it has to do with the death of someone who caused a lot of pain and suffering for people. You're going to see a lot of different reactions, and that's okay. That's okay. So I don't like, and I'm not going to tell you, well, you can't feel sad, but I'm also not going to tell you you can't feel happy. That's not my place. Everyone deals with crises like this and grief differently. So that's the number one thing I want to put out there. Crook says, goodbye is all I got to say. Skeeter, exactly. Condolences to his family, but I will do what my mom always says. If you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all. He has hurt many people in that town. Right, exactly. So I'm not going to tell people, you can't say this. You can't, that's not my place. People are going to grieve, and they're going to mourn, and they're going to deal with Chris Clark's death in many ways, and they're going to have a lot of feelings, just as there have been a lot of feelings about Harvey's crisis for years now, right? No money, no honey, Crook says. Oh, yes, in reference to the laid off employees. Right. Let me tell you, I'm not happy with the way the unions that are supposed to be standing up for the city workers that have been unjustly laid off. Like I said, the ones who actually, fight the fires, clean the streets, make the water run. I don't feel that those unions have been nearly aggressive enough. I know they say they're working on it. I know they say that it's in the courts, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, how would you feel right now if I took your income away from you and you had a family to take care of and you had no income, or you had to, drive Uber or do something that was a fraction of the income that you had? I don't think you would just take it sitting down, I think you'd have some strong emotions. So please just remember, there are people that have been suffering deeply, deeply for months. You know what? I care about you. I am here to take care of my people, and that includes me, because I'm a resident here, okay? Me and my pup, who's sleeping right now, snoring next to me. But that means the residents that have had to deal with crime, fires, dilapidated properties, people wandering the streets that need help, that don't get it, business owners who've been harassed, and some that have been forced to close after generations of owning a business because of this man. Our workers, like we talked about, who are laid off and maybe aren't able to find a job because it's not easy. I'm here to make sure you guys are okay, because guess what? You're still alive. You're still alive. So let's all come together, try to respect how each person grieves, and realize that we have people that are still alive and they're desperately hurting and they need us. And this is your time, Harvey, to stand up, come together. Let's all come together as a community and help each other out. Skeeter says that's the thing. He would have never made it right. Unfortunately, that's definitely the way things are going. That's why we had our petition, right? Calling for him to resign. And we still have that petition. You can still sign it, because guess what? Mayor Clark may have passed away, but one of the other key demands is for a forensic audit. We had to make that petition, and we've had to speak out so much the past few years because the mayor really was not showing any signs of remorse or trying to make right all the harm. So we still have so many unanswered questions, guys. So this death that we're dealing with, yes, take a moment. Let's take a breather. But life goes on. We still have people that are hurting and suffering in real time. So our first job is to make sure that we are okay, the ones that are still alive. First responders, right? This is what we can say is a future look. Hello, Ryan. Hey, chat. Hey, Laura. Life goes on, right? Exactly. So I just, people are going to think what they're going to think, but I get frustrated when I hear certain people saying, people that have been quiet for years, as people, as this man caused immense suffering for Harvey residents and visitors. And oh yeah, and you know what? I was just talking to one of the employees who is still hoping and praying to get their job back so that they can afford to take care of their family. Hello, like I said, who's been talking about these people? And the whole time, the mayor, Korean Davis, Ramona Simpson, all this, the staff department heads, they still have their huge salaries and benefits. But she was just saying how she had heard from some of the people that had been victims of the predatory towing and the extortion practices as far as the towing in Harvey, and how people would just be like, look, you cannot, you have to remove this charge because this will, I have no money, this will destroy me. Someone who has a decent amount of savings and income, they might say, oh, okay, well, Harvey charges, by the way, it's $1,000 minimum if you're towed for any reason. Then you have to pay, let's say, $500 or $600 to the tow lot for their charges to get your car out. And let's just hope that they didn't absolutely damage your car. So, this person was just reminding me of hearing the pleas of people who said, please, you can't do this. They're mad, they're upset, they're crying. I can't afford this. A lot of people don't make that kind of money. Shoot, that would be devastating to me. Could you take a hit of $1,500 because your car got towed and you didn't really do anything wrong, but the city of Harvey just wanted to get money out of you? So we've got a lot of suffering to try to make up for, and we have a lot of answers that we need. So Laura was saying hello and condolences and hey. Now, if you didn't, wait, hold on 1 second. Chappelle went through as well with the towing. Yes. So you all have to remember, if $1,500 for a tow, if you'd be pissed, but it wouldn't really set you back, you, my friend, you're lucky. A lot of people, including a lot of our residents, that's devastating. I mean, depending on where you're at with your money, let's say you have a horrible ex that even though you're a great parent, but they're trying to sue you and get custody or something, you get a $15 hit to your account like that, that could really affect your ability to pay some bills. You could lose custody of your kids just for that. That is how precarious a lot of people are doing financially. So this is not just, oh yeah, those people in Harvey get hit with some, it's tough. Oh well, sucks to be them. They just shouldn't live in Harvey. You can't blame Mayor Clark. This is really bad, you guys. It's really, really, really bad. Many don't got it like that, right? Yeah, a lot of people just don't. I mean, like I said, shoot, that would devastate me too. I couldn't imagine if I had kids. Ryan, I know this is too soon, but I certainly hope this can be a change for good. Can any of the recent layoffs be rescinded? Yes, so that's a great question, Laura. So one of the things that I am calling for is we need a forensic audit in the long run, right? Now, I do know that does take a little bit of time. It does cost a little bit of money. We may have to have help from the state to pay for it. But at the very least, we can open up all of the books and make all that information public. Don't give it just to the alderman or a few people. Make it all public. Put it online. It's easy to do. It's as easy as you just click upload. So before we can rehire, well, I shouldn't say that. Open up the books. That's the number one thing. The second part of that, let's lower the salaries and or fire some of the people who don't do anything. They're just patronage hires. They're just people that are, you might as well say ghost payroll. They're making money, but they don't do anything. Why? Get rid of it. Once we do those two things, open the books, Get rid of all the waste and the ghost payroll and the overpaid supervisors and stuff. Get rid of those freaking cars. You don't get to take a car home. When you have people that have lost their businesses, they're close to losing their homes, maybe even losing their kids because of the gross mismanagement and abuse of government officials. How hard is it to take away? You don't need Korean Davis and Ramona Simpson, among others. They don't need to take a city car home, a brand new Dodge Charger that we pay for. Okay, they don't need that. Korean lives in South Holland. She's like a few minute drive away. You can't drive your own freaking car to work. It's as easy as paying someone to post and make it public. Exactly. So yes, we need to rehire, get rid of the waste and rehire the essential workers. Who is essential? Well, for one, the firefighters. We cannot have 4 firefighters working per shift. Per the firefighters and the union, that is entirely illegal and unsafe. And the police numbers, I don't know the exact numbers of those who are on patrol, but we can't rely on the Cook County Sheriff. They already provide, policing. They already do Fort Heights full time, right? I mean, the sheriff can help sometimes, but we should have our own staff. So those right there. But then, who's doing the public works? Who's going to patch the potholes? Not that they do it as much as they should because the money goes to other stuff, but we need to get the essential workers back as soon as possible. How many projects do you think will be affected with this passing? That is a good question. I don't know that, but I would say we need to stop all non-essential spending and projects immediately. Everything needs to be audited. Open the books and let's see where the money's going. Because remember some of that project stuff that they had put on the agenda for the meeting that was canceled last week? None of that should be a priority right now. You can't even pay your freaking essential workers, and you're talking about Broadway Improvement Project? You want to give land to Metra for that ugly ass station that we didn't even ask for that cost more than $70 million, but you have 4 freaking firefighters on each shift? As they say, make it make sense. I used to hate that expression, but anyway, sorry, I'm using that right now. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. But it's true. Make it make sense. I wanted to share my post from earlier. So if you didn't see it. Okay, so this was from this morning. I shared this. An anonymous tipper, remember I spoke about that, told me that Clark had been hospitalized in Chicago for a few weeks, but the city has never released any official explanation for why Clark was gone for months from public meetings. So there's still so much that we don't know. Condolences to the family. What happens now? So I use ChatGPT and I double checked it myself because you do have to do that, but it was just useful to kind of get the ordinances together. So according to municipal code, not Harvey Municipal Code because it doesn't really say much about this, but the state ordinance, what it says is that let me see. You can go through and look at the post for yourself if you want, but basically it says. The city, we need to acknowledge the vacancy officially, and that should be at the meeting this Monday, 6 p.m. Put it on your calendar, Monday, 6 p.m. City Council will convene a meeting, that's that meeting, to elect one of its members to serve as an interim mayor or acting mayor. That mayor assumes all mayoral duties and authority immediately upon election by the council. And then don't worry about a special election. Our regular election is next year, so it's too close. There's no special election. That's just not how it works. So, and then I give some references so you can see, like Illinois Municipal League, Harvey Municipal Code, and then the Illinois Municipal Code. Now, one thing when we did our in-depth dive earlier today that I thought was interesting that we found in the code is that it says, oops, I'll zoom out so you can see. It says in the code that whichever alderman gets appointed, let's just say, I pick anybody, okay? Let's say that they decide to vote for Rogers as interim mayor. I hope they don't. Tyrone Rogers would be a horrible, horrible choice. Like I said, I think Colby would be the best choice for interim mayor, but let's just say they vote for Rogers, okay? Then if he keeps his seat as alderman, he goes up and serves as interim mayor, but his vote is only an aldermanic vote. So he votes just like, remember, there's 6 of them. So he doesn't get the mayor vote, because remember, as mayor, the mayor gets to veto or like break a tie, okay? So if he keeps his aldermanic seat, he doesn't get that veto power. But if he says, okay, I'm going to give up my aldermanic seat, then the council gets then the mayor gets 2 chances, okay, at picking someone to fill that seat. That like I said, I'm just using Tyrone as an example. I don't want him to be interim mayor, but I'm just saying, let's say if that were the case, they selected him to be interim mayor, and he said, I'm giving up my aldermanic seat because I want to have that mayoral veto power. So if the city council passes a bill and he says, no, I can veto it, I don't like that, okay? Then the mayor has 2 chances to appoint someone to take the place of that 6th ward aldermanic seat. The council still has to approve that person, though. If they don't like either of his choices, the first or the second, if they don't vote to confirm, then the mayor gets to pick. They can just pick either A or B, one of those choices, to serve as the interim alderman until the council does confirm that person, or until the election, if that makes sense. So that's the other thing that we're going to look at, is that whoever gets nominated to be interim mayor, they get to choose, do they want to keep their aldermanic seat? If so, we only have 6 votes on the city council. They don't get the veto power of the mayor, and they don't get the tie-breaking power of the mayor. So it's just 6 votes. That's it. If they decide to give up their seat as alderman, then the mayor and the council will appoint someone to fill that aldermanic seat just until next year's election. So that is another thing to keep in mind. Laura says, I don't want to be insensitive. Do you know what was wrong with him? Is that why he missed the meetings? Honestly, I don't think it's bad to ask. I think it's natural to want to know, but we just don't know. Laura asked the same thing. No one really knows. Laura, we are avoiding discussion of his cause of death, for at least today. Well, that's what I know Beth saying that. I don't think it's inappropriate to discuss it, but like I said, we just don't. We haven't been given any information that I've seen anyway. Of course, didn't need to be forward. Laura, oh no, Skeeter, you've been sick. Oh no, I'm sorry. Big hugs and well wishes. You're not forward. It's a bigger picture. Thank you for explaining. They thought I had a stroke. They thought it was MS. Oh no. Use Tiffany as reference. That's right. Remember all the succession stuff with that? Oh my gosh, that was a mess with the township. Skeeter, are you better? Laura, you're awesome. So who takes the aldermanic spot? So in that case, if whoever, we'll use another example. Let's say that the board, which I would much rather prefer and like to see, let's say they vote Colby in as interim mayor. She can decide, does she want to keep her aldermanic spot and her aldermanic vote, or does she want to give that up? If she wants to give up her aldermanic vote and her spot, and the council and the mayor together, they, because the mayor selects, and then the council has to approve, and someone to fill in the spot for that alderman. Exactly what Tiffany went through at the township. Thank you, honey. Who will be the attorney at Monday's meeting, and which alderman do they favor? Will the interim mayor require 4 votes? I would assume 4 votes, yes, because that is typically what is required. And again, we don't have, to my knowledge, there shouldn't be any tie-breaking abilities, because they're already gonna have, just for that meeting. I think Shirley's supposed to be the chair. They're saying she's mayor pro tem. So I think it should be 4 votes, to give a clear majority. Which alderman do they favor? I don't know. That's a good question. I did invite Colby and Tracy on to say something tonight, but I didn't hear back. But who knows? Maybe they'll come out with a statement as well. Sorry. Okay, never mind. That's not. Attorney, I would assume probably Ansel Blank. Unfortunately, I don't trust them, but yeah. Laura Slowly. Oh, yeah, I hope you get better, Skeeter. Hey, Brian. Laura, this is scary. I'm sure. Yes, anytime dealing with illness, it's scary. And it definitely makes the rest of us, whenever you have a death, right, it makes the rest of us really appreciate our lives, and it makes you reconsider your mortality. Now it comes to mind. What comes to mind, Kirk? Monday will be a fun day. May give up my work responsibilities to see this action. Oh, it's a public meeting, Brian. Come on down. Come on down to Harvey, 6 p.m. I'm just telling people, be ready, because, you never, people do crazy stuff when it comes to hanging on to power. So you never know. They might try to cancel a meeting the last minute, or turn people. I don't know what kind of stuff they're going to try, man. Busta is the reporter who worked. Busta? The Lansing Journal. I think that's close, but I don't think that's his name. But I know what you're talking about. It's a Dutch name. Maybe Boostma? Something like that. Thank you for explaining these issues with sincerity. Oh, you're welcome, Laura. Yeah, we went, and if you watched my live video from earlier today, like I said, we did an in-depth, we actually we looked at the Harvey Municipal Code, and then we looked at the state law, the state statute that applies. So if you want to go more in depth, you can watch that. It will be a political vacuum. I know. Who covered the township appointment? Okay. So the gentleman from, that was the guy who was working at the Lansing Journal who covered the township appointment. Got it. Thank you. Yeah, I always wondered what happened to him, From what I've heard from behind the scenes, nothing official, but it sounds like Shirley Drewinski, who's currently alderwoman for the 1st Ward, that she has, she is embracing her role as mayor pro tem, I suppose. And it sounds like some of the staff have been told that she is the mayor now. She is not the mayor. Shirley is not the mayor. Let me say that again. Shirley Drewinski is not the mayor. As far as I'm aware, she could be mayor pro tem, maybe just, to fill the vacuum temporarily, but they must, the law says, I'm not a lawyer, but I can tell you what the law says. We went over it earlier. The law says city council must meet. They must vote to select from one of their members an interim mayor. So please do not think that Shirley or Rogers or Tyron Rogers or anybody automatically gets the seat. That's not how it works. But I've been told that, yeah, Shirley is already requesting the taxpayer-funded security detail. Remember the same one that Clark had that we complained about for years? Now Shirley Drewinski wants it. So just be aware. Like I said, people are already planning their power grabs. They're already, plotting and scheming, because people want power and money and land in Harvey. We have a great location, unrivaled as far as our key location, I think, in the Southland and in the Chicagoland area. We're, with all the highways and the railroads and the expressways and just the state routes, we're at a very, very good location. So everybody's always wanted to control Harvey. But Shirley does not. She does not have any special right to being interim mayor. None of them do. But I think this would be a great opportunity to let someone new, like Colby, have a try at interim mayor. Skeeter, I bet it is. I'll light a candle and pray for you. Oh, that's nice. Josh Bootsma. Yes. Bootsma. I knew it was close. He is a minister at a church in South Holland near Harvey. Oh, that's right. Okay. I think you did say that before, Paul. Cher says, hey, Cher. Cher, my dog is snoring for you. I figured you would appreciate that. So he's... Oh, now that I put the camera on, now he's not going to snore. He's so funny. He's such a snorer. Skeeter, lay at the cross. You're divinely protected. Laura, thanks you. Thank you. Yes, I am on Facebook. Share. Hello, right in the chat. So you mean Shirley says she's the mayor, wants the perks of the mayor, but they want you to not talk about what's going on for one day, but everybody's making plans. Bingo! Diana nailed it. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, wait. I found this the other day. Wait, hold on. They're not easy to access, but I do have sound effects here. I'm like, this is so freaking cool. So yes, you are correct. And that's probably why I've had some people come on and some may have been just expressing their opinions, but I think some have been trolls, saying like, how dare you? That's so rude. No, it's not rude. There's a difference in capacity, guys, between someone's personal, like, okay, a person can die. Of course, they have family, people will be sad, there will be funeral arrangements, et cetera, et cetera. Then there's another box, okay, another area, someone's job. So if someone's a mayor, they're responsible for a city. That's a job. So when the person's no longer occupying that role, that box, that job, we need to know who has power and who's taking care of things, because there are a lot of responsibility. There's a lot of responsibility. There are a lot of duties that come with that. Now, of course, people are going to be obsessed with the power, but I'm concerned with the duties and the responsibilities. You're supposed to take care of people. You're supposed to take care of the city. So it's very important. And so that makes sense why they wouldn't want us to talk about it. But that means we need to talk about it even more, right? Whenever someone tells you not to talk about something or not to ask questions, usually that is your first sign that that's the thing you need to ask questions about, because usually that means they're doing something that they shouldn't. It's just like Trump. You know how did you notice how the media will always try to distract you with something? As far as involving Trump, it's usually meant to be a distraction while they're doing something else. So that is what I'm told from behind the scenes, that Shirley is already, she's saying, no, she's not just the mayor pro tem. She's saying, I'm interim mayor, get used to it. I mean, I'm saying that loosely, that wasn't her exact words, and she's requesting the same taxpayer security detail that Clark had. Lord, please send healing. Hey, Laura Love. We definitely have to be watchful of these investors who will be lurking around the council meetings. Thank you, Amanda. Speaking of that, did you guys notice the group of white people that I had never seen, that I was like, who are these people? That were, they were at the last city council meeting, and we never got an explanation. And they went to talk with Lonnie, who's head of the building department. Also, I know last night I covered that the laundromat has a cease and desist now on 159th, which is crazy. How can you tell people they can't do laundry and trying to extort, these businesses for money? Someone said that Fonseca's on Halstead also has one. Can anyone confirm that? And then the BP gas station at Halstead 159th has a cease and desist. Who's doing this? If the mayor's been ill, and if now he's passed away, who is doing this? Who's running our city? Is it Corinne Davis? That can be my only guess. She's not qualified. She's not elected. I don't think she's qualified to be a city administrator, okay? But she is not elected at all. No apologies. Thank you, Beth. Josh Bootsma. That's not a dog. It's a boop doodle. Yes, when he snores, he's so loud. Hey, Laura. You're well, D-Love. So what's up with closing the businesses? I don't know, Laura. I don't know. And at this point, I don't know who's been doing it, So it's very undemocratic. We can't afford his detail. We're in deficit. We can't afford to keep paying for anybody's security. I mean, we don't really know exactly because they haven't opened the books. That's the number one thing they must do. I would say do that Monday. I'd say appoint Colby interim mayor, pressure your alderman to do that. We don't need any of the we don't need it would be either Colby or Tracy. We don't need any of the 4 alder yes men. They're gonna do the same crap that Clark was doing. Open those books. And then we got to get rid of the overpaid employees, start pulling back some of these perks we can't afford, like driving city cars home, so we can hire back our essential workers. But regardless, I don't care if we were in a deficit. You don't get security like that. This is a town of 20,000 people, dude. You can pay for your own. Did you know that whoever's mayor, they get $25,000 a year for doing basically nothing, for being the liquor commissioner? They have staff that can do all that. They don't even need to do anything related to being liquor commissioner. I'd love $25,000 a year, plus the amazing health care benefits and everything else they get, just for basically doing nothing. And that's just the stipend. That's not even the other salary or perks of being mayor. I'm well, D-Love. I'm on an upswing. Good to hear. But yeah, nobody gets security. So that's the word I'm being told, is that, yes, Shirley is already trying to portray herself as interim mayor. She is not interim mayor. Thank you, Michael. I just saw you texted me. We can hear it. I'm so sorry. Tracy did just respond. He said he's about to relax and think. I know, I'm sure he's been overwhelmed. I had to take a nap because I've been on the phone all day too. He said, can't get off the phone. Talk to you soon. Okay, no problem. And I'm wishing him, that he gets some good rest and, because it's a lot to take in. It's a lot to take in. It's so funny because this all started this morning with, I got a phone call, but I think it really started with an anonymous Facebook message. I don't know who the person is, but telling me about, did you hear what happened to the mayor? And I was like, what? It was this morning after waking up. Will there be any hints at Monday's meetings to tell us who has been pulling the levers in Harvey recently? Oh, Paul, yes. I was going to say I was just talking about that. You took the words out of my mouth. I don't know, but I am pissed. People are pissed. People are tired. We're tired. People are tired of losing their businesses, losing their income, losing their families, losing their houses. And it's all unnecessary. And it's because of other people's greed. I mean, it has to stop. So yeah, I wonder that. Who's putting all the cease and desist things out? The name on there is Sheridan. I agree with Michael. Like, let's find out who this Sheridan guy is. Paul, I'm sure many things will be revealed. Yes, I'm praying. I'm hoping so. A can of worms will be opened. I pray for your town, Ryan. Thank you, Skeeter. Thank you. All right, I think that's about it, you guys. Let's see. We went over the Facebook thing. Anything else that was pressing? But I would just say for now, like I said, I wanted to let me pull up the city Facebook page. That's what I wanted to see. No, let's first do this. And I'm going to show you guys because I want you to see what we deal with, okay? When we complain that we never get told anything, take a look. So when you go to cityofharvey.il.gov, this is what pops up. The City of Harvey financial crisis. Go to city updates. Okay, so this is what you see. How the closures have affected open to the public only 9 to noon. Same thing, water department 9 to noon. Public works, but I don't think that they really do much of anything. Building department, only 9 to noon. Police, 9 to noon. Oh, and they're so gracious. How are we supposed to freaking feel about this? Residents can call between 9 to 5 for assistance. Excuse me, we pay through the nose in property taxes. We should have 24-hour. Anyway, I know they're not saying you can't call 911, but that's just not good. Station 1 will remain open. 2 and 3 will be closed. Yep, we only have 1 fire station open and 4 guys on duty. Then it has the presentation. This was from October 16th, you guys. That's it. That's it. So that's what comes up when you look on the website. Let's see if we have any. It says submit your water meter reading. That's right. They want us to do that since Clark and team laid off the workers who did that. Let's see what they have under their alerts. ComEd, customer relief, building department, resident feedback survey, transfer stamp, Harvey, helping hands, something with breast cancer, something help with bills, blaming the problems on businesses not paying property taxes. We've seen that before. Get the let out. Okay. Nothing about what happens with the mayor. Comprehensive plan. Harvey Lofts. We still have, today they still have Meet the Mayor as an event. February, they don't have the special meeting for next Monday listed yet. It's just the regular meeting on the 9th. So do you see what we mean though when we say how the communication's horrible and we never get told anything? Let's look under agendas and stuff. What do they have here? January 12th, agenda, 2 agendas for that. That's it. All right, now let's go to Facebook and let's do City of Harvey. So you saw, unfortunately, nothing on the official website. I know I have certainly been thankful for our little town. It's clean, well kept, and the infrastructure is well maintained. That's good, Laura. Why are the businesses shut down? A laundromat? So they rarely give reasons, and sometimes people will say like, "Well, just ask." They don't. When I say they don't give reasons, I mean they don't give reasons. And the rare times they do explain, it's just like stupid, nonsensical things like, "Oh, they didn't get a business license. They didn't pay for a business license." But then we ask around and we find out that they did, or they sent the renewal paperwork in and the city just didn't process it. They misplaced it, like stupid shit like that. It's typically just extortion. They want to get money. They don't know that either. If everyone's being laid off, how are they building new houses? Great question. That's what Jedediah Brown and INA and his crew said after Mayor Clark and City Council voted to give that Turlington Homes group that's associated with Jed's colleagues all those lots on Turlington. They said they were going to build new homes and sell them. With the way residents and businesses get pushed out and extorted here, I don't know who they think is going to pay that for a new house. I was at the municipal building today to pay my water bill and get my car sticker, but the city has Q and R forms up for everything about towing and other forms. Wait, to pay my water bill and get my car sticker. Yes, don't forget to get your car sticker. They will tow and ticket you. Please, people, don't think for a minute that these extorters, these scammers, care that Mayor Clark died and you should give a day for the family. They will tow your car. They will charge you $1,000 plus. They will ticket you if they don't see your city sticker on the car. Please get your ticket. I know it's stupid, but just try to save yourself because they're going to try to ticket you anyway. I don't care who died. They're going to try to get their money. What do you mean Q and R forms? I don't know what that means. Skeeter took the words right out of my mouth. This whole thing is strange. It is. It's very strange. But we know, bottom line, it comes down to they want money and resources and land. Land is part of the resources, but especially land in Harvey because our location is so prime. It's good old fashioned gentrification. So on the City of Harvey Facebook site, okay, oops, I'm sorry. Oh, that's right. I remember this one because they posted last January 27th. They posted about a fire hydrant grant and everything, and I said, "Are you freaking serious?" Oh, look, they limited who can comment on the posts. They won't let me comment anymore because they know I'll say where's the money, where are the hydrants. Then they posted this. Let's see. The city of Harvey is deeply saddened to confirm the passing of Mayor Christopher J. Clark. We extend our condolences to his family, loved ones, and all of our grieving. City services will continue without interruption. Additional information will be shared as it becomes available. Okay, so that's it. Now, now they're allowing comments for this post. Why wouldn't they allow comments for the other posts anyway? So there's Michael Smith, condolences. Chris Campagna from Blue Island. I didn't think that he really knew our mayor. Oh, Gloria Brown, she's the old she was the former treasurer, right? Or no, I'm sorry, that was Gloria Morningstar. Never mind. Now look at Melissa says 7 months ago, almost to this day, you had me kidnapped from my home, falsely arrested, taken to the police station during a heat wave when I started calling out to my Lord and Savior. You then called an ambulance and had them come and get me from Harvey Police Station and take me to Ingalls Hospital and force medicated me. You could have apologized. You could have not done that to me at all. But instead, when I confronted you at the city council meeting, you basically called me a liar. It was at that moment I placed you in the hands of a living God whose vengeance belongs to, and you see what happened. I will not get in these comments and perform grief. You terrorized my community, and you terrorized me and my family, and let this be a testament to every crooked politician, every crooked church. Let this man's death be a testament that you reap what you sow. Y'all, now she's keeping it real. And I'm going to love that comment because you know what? You can't lie about that. Yeah. I know that they really did a number. They really did a number on Melissa. I mean, obviously for me too, for Colby, for many people, but you know, she was lucky that she lived through that. And that was all because she peacefully protested in front of Mayor Clark's house about, I forget, about something. And they went to her. He had the police come, he and Jedediah had the police come to her house and, you know, basically do what ICE is doing, you know, kidnap her from her home for no reason. For Rose, sends condolences. Oh, okay, no, Trina. Yeah, Trina. Villages Home Park. Okay, that's random. Is there a cast call of employees? Is there a cast call of employees on some sites? What do you mean? You mean like a list of all the city employees? There's some, but I wasn't going to mention him. Or I'm gonna. Well, unfortunately, you can't talk about Christopher Clark without mentioning, you know, one of the people that he brought in to cause more pain and suffering, and in some cases, like Amir's case, you know, actual, real, serious physical harm too. Very, very, very infuriating and tragic. Let me see though if I can find. Let's see. Let's look under Office of the Mayor. No. Yeah, no, because wouldn't it be nice if they had like just like a directory of who does what? Let's see, anything under economic development? Nope, no person listed. Oh, that's right, because I think they fired or he left the economic development guy, Caesar. Office of the mayor. Okay, we see your picture, Clark, but sorry, I don't know where to find. I know I've seen it before. Anyway, I'll search in a different tab, and I was gonna show you guys who, if you didn't know, the city manager, Korean Davis, because she very well may be controlling the city right now. Okay, so we have other condolences. Michelle Sterling, I think she's with Markham, right? Eccles, okay, I know one of the Eccles. I think if that's the same family anyway. Okay. Yeah, but certainly I mean I would never wish harm on let's just say all comments. Let's see. On on Clark's family or anything, hey, remember you could be a relative or even, a friend or associate of Chris Clark, and that doesn't mean that you approved of how he hurt people. So definitely, I definitely agree that we're not taking anything out. I don't think that anyone should take anything out on someone just because they're related. However, I will say that his mother, Melanie White or Melanie Whitaker, has been deeply involved in Jacqueline Chapman. Oh, I wonder if that's related to Colby, but not necessarily. That could be a common enough name, right? Another Chapman. But definitely his mother has been deeply involved in the active harming of residents and businesses. So, I can't say that she's innocent, but I don't know. I mean, one of his daughters would often harass me on Facebook pretty consistently. But I think he had his two daughters, I want to say. The other daughter I haven't heard from. One of Mayor Clark's brothers had passed away. I believe, well, I shouldn't speculate. I thought it was because he was struggling with addiction. Dion, I think was his name. And then he still has one. There's Dion and Dino, and I always forget who's who, but there's one brother that lives in Arizona. Oops, I'm sorry. I missed your comments, guys. They were trying to take some of the workload off the municipal building. The forms were for towing police citation. Oh, right. Like, in other words, here, we need money to pay the overpaid supervisors who do nothing. Here, residents, you do the work, even though you're paying for it. Is requiring a $50 Harvey auto sticker legal? Well, it should only be 35, but yeah, it's legal. It's very common around here. I'm not saying it's a good practice, but it's pretty common. The fact someone has already said they were the mayor is not a good move. And it shows you that do you see how these people play dirty? So they'll send other people, not usually themselves, but they'll send other people like on my page to be like, shame on you. You shouldn't say anything. The family's in mourning, blah, 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 blah. And then in the meantime, they're plotting on how they can get a deluxe security detail paid for by taxpayers. And they're all plotting and scheming and everything. So don't buy into their BS. They don't care about condolences to Christopher Clark's family. They don't care about Clark's family any more than they care about the Harvey families that they've been hurting for years. And by they, I'm saying especially the four Alder Yes-men, Shirley Derwinski, Tyrone Rogers, Dominique Randall L., and Delaney Smith. So don't give me any of those crocodile tears on Monday either, okay? You four Alder Yes-men. You don't give a crap about Chris. You don't give a crap about his family. You care as much about Mayor Clark and his family as you do about the rest of Harvey residents and businesses, which is this much. You know what you care about? You care about yourself and money, power, land, resources. That's what you care about. Nothing's ever enough for you. You would rather see people suffer and die so you could have more than to help anyone. And that's a shame. Shame. I know this is mean, but will the residents be allowed to cry? That's bad. Stop it. Oh. No, they've been more, since we've pushed back a lot over the past 6 months or so, the mayor has relaxed that. So I think it'll be fine. Like I said, I believe people should be allowed to grieve. Just feel what you feel. I'm not going to shame anybody for how they feel. If you feel depressed and sad, please say it, cry. Share, we have them in my town too. Yeah. Stickers are $35 for cars, $50 for trucks. That's right, until February 15th. Then they're going to go up. And they're not giving any time for the month we missed, right? Because they're late. They were late in printing the stickers. The reason I say a cast call to find out who shared it is, Michael, you might have to FOIA that. And if you haven't FOIA before, I can tell you how to do that. Or get arrested. Oh, no, I don't think they would arrest people for crying, but Lord knows, you never know. Protect my friends, Lord, meaning unspoken prayer request. Thank you, Beth. So was Clark married? Clark is divorced. He was divorced. He was married. I think he has at least 2 daughters, but I don't remember beyond that. Lord, it's the dumbest shit I ever heard. They would never attempt that here. Hey, they try to get every nickel and dime out of you. Trust me. Yes, he's divorced. Relatively new. Only people in the city limits. Laura, it doesn't matter. It's stupid. Share, it's a grift. This may leave INA with no tool. I don't know. Unfortunately, Jed tends to grift and take advantage of people. I don't think he's going to stop, but yeah. But then again, as it relates to Harvey, I don't know. We're just going to see what happens. But we don't want him here. We don't want anyone that's going to hurt our people. I'm protective of me and my people, and that is Harvey residents and businesses and people that want to help others. If you're someone that hurts other people, I don't wish that you die or anything, but you're not going to get shelter here in Harvey. We're not going to protect you. If you're actively hurting other people or yourself, we're not going to play into that. It ain't going to happen. Let me look, Michael. Hold on. I'm going to look to see again if I can find that listing of employees. Oh, okay. Here you guys go. Look. I found one part. I found part of what I was looking for. Okay, look at this. Damn thing pops up every time you click. Okay. So Mayor Clark, right? So this is Ramona Simpson. She does not live in Harvey. Executive assistant. I thought she was chief of staff, whatever, but she tends to be very rude, very unprofessional. She's very highly paid, and as far as we've been told, she gets to drive home one of those brand new Dodge Chargers. Korean Davis is the city administrator. I don't think she's qualified to be so. She lives in South Holland, in the part that is closest to Harvey. She used to serve on that school board too. I don't think she should be working any public position, because you see, just drive around Harvey and see how it looks, and that shows you how she's not qualified to do her job. Harvey looks horrendous. She also gets a lot of money for doing very little, and she gets to drive home a brand new city car. Chandra Alice, I don't know as much about her. Oh, she's deputy city administrator now. Okay, I don't know as much about her, but I do see her at the meetings. So there you go. That's a little bit if you want it. But I especially wanted you guys to notice these two ladies though, because they really, I think they're probably running the city since Clark, you know, is not around. Probably Korean and Ramona. But Korean Davis is the one to watch. And remember, neither of them are elected. Oh, did anybody see the strike today? I hope it went well. I've been so involved with this. I didn't even get to follow that. Oh, there's a water main break in Dixmoor. Okay. Okay, hold on, guys. I'm looking because I may have a list of employees that I could share with us here. Hold on one second. Darn, where is it? Ah, I know. How about this? Hmm? Oh, okay. Never mind. I searched for the wrong thing. I gotta search for this. Man, you guys, I got so much FOIA stuff to catch up with. Who wants to volunteer and help? Did I mention I don't get paid for this? Donate, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal's at the bottom, please. Oh my God, you know how much time and effort I spend on this. But we have to take care of ourselves. We have to take care of each other. If we don't, then who's going to? Aha. Okay, 1 second. Sorry, bear with me, guys. I know this is long. I didn't even want to be logged in this long. Download all. Yes. Got that. Okay, good. And then I have a list of the salaries. Okay, y'all want to see? Oh my God, these are a lot of these are, I'm sorry, this, like the mayor's salary, that's not accurate. They're hiding shit. I know it, I can tell. What could be the motivation to close businesses? It makes no sense. Nope. I think what they want to do is they've been putting pressure on the businesses because then, if the businesses close and move out, then the building owners can't pay the rent. And then guess what? When they're behind in taxes and stuff, the city can use it as an excuse to take the land. It's all about the land, I think. Who's in line to take his place or is there a vote? Yeah, the vote will be Monday. LA had a big strike and demonstration. Good. They won't vote till the city council will vote on an interim on Monday. But if you are still with me and if you're interested, I can share. man. Don't do that to me again. Why does it do that? It was just up there. Okay, y'all ready to see some interesting information? Look at this. So this is a result of a FOIA that I sent, okay? Let's start with the termination list. Let's see if we recognize any names. Okay. So I FOIA'd who was fired from July 2025 to the present. So Brazil, oh yeah, that was the guy that went to arrest Colby, remember? They made him a detective. Sarah Hawkins, Preston Stevens, Unique McKnight, Jeffrey Brown. Stop me if you recognize the name, you guys. Riley Rogers? Wait, is that the same Riley Rogers, like Mayor of Dalton, former Mayor of Dalton? I wonder. Sonae Bishop, Yolanda Forrest, Ariam Olive, Lede Polk, Isela Ramirez, Tammy Rabansky, Dominique Terrell, Alex Jackson, Cesar Suarez. Oh, this is the economic development coordinator, right? They listed him in the layoff. So they did fire Caesar. He was the economic development coordinator. I thought maybe he resigned. Jeremy Anderson, Emma Simpson, Peter Sears, Jerry Newman, Alexia Hall. Gosh, that name sounds so familiar. Alexia Hall. I want to say maybe she was with police. Lorenzo Cooper, Marcy Cotton, Chevelle Gomez, Berenice Leon, Ernestine Poe. I think she was in police too. Melanie Purnell, Jose Quiles, Prince Holmes, Elizabeth Guzman. Oh, Elizabeth Guzman. God, that name sounds familiar too. Jesus Martinez, Jose Aguirre, Malik Anderson, Altwin Beard, Jason Bell. Jason Bell terminated. That, I mean, if it's the same Jason Bell, wasn't that that was the fire chief, the old fire chief? I thought he retired. That's weird, you guys. Robert Charo, Brandon Cole, Mark Corsini, Armani Dixon, Chauncey Doyle, Jordan Fisher, Pablo Gill. So why someone already announced is sus. Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. Why is Shirley trying to see? She's trying to get her clutches on the power already. Riley Rogers, that's what I said. Riley Rogers. He did work for Harvey for a short time. I wonder what he's doing though. I can't wrap my head around this. So they fired all of them and laid off 40% more. No, this when I think when I had requested this, I think most of the layoffs have been done. So this is mostly everybody. But keep in mind, I'm not even halfway through the list. Who is Jason? Who did I say the Jason dude? Oh, Bell. I thought that was the name of our former fire chief. Skeeter, you're not supposed to. It's wrong, right? It is wrong. So keep in mind when people try to make up stories about how, oh, you should be really nice to Clark and his Canada. Who's been nice to these people? And some of these people are our frontline essential workers. And guess what? They're sitting at home and they might not be able to feed their kids, pay their mortgage. And I even told that to Dominique Randall L at the last city council meeting. And I said, what about those people? And he was just so rude. He totally dismissed it. I'm like, wow, how can you be so cold? Because you're still making your salary, Dominique Randall L. You still make your salary for doing nothing. Manning. Oh, yeah. That was an officer, right? Officer Manning. I know I've worked with that. I've seen that name before. Darnell Patterson. Damn, we got plenty of Latinos in here too. Jose Ramirez. We got Sanchez, Rodriguez. Mariana Sanchez. Wow. Grant. I know he was one of the firefighters. I think this name, I think he was a firefighter too. Teague, I thought he was a firefighter as well. Oh, okay, that's it. And then redact. Did they redact anything? I didn't think that they were. Did they redact anything? I didn't see anything redacted. Oh, employee code. Okay. I don't think that we really need that, but I guess that's what was redacted. But yeah, so now, who's ready to look at some salaries? Who's buying the houses? No idea, man. Illinois is so corrupt. Active fraud and abuse. Yep, good question. All right, who wants to see some salaries? Woo-hoo. Now, keep in mind, this is from the city of Harvey, so I am not saying that these are accurate, okay? What's the exemption for? Oh, the exemption is the employee code. More than likely, these people are making more money than what's listed. But hey, let's just at least it's something from the city. No contractor in their right mind would try to build and no bank will lend. Well, I'm telling you, man, they don't care about that because it's all about who's connected. If you're connected, you get your people, they can buy and make money. And they're listing Clark at 66K. Bullshit. He was making more than that. I'm sorry. It has to be. Kimani, he does the filming of the meetings, 47K. Korean Davis, 131K. Now, remember, like I said, I don't even trust that these figures are accurate because they're coming right from the city. So I'm imagining they're low. But can you imagine? She's a city administrator, making 131 while we're fucking suffering. We have like potholes and houses falling apart. They won't let people buy the houses that want to fix them up either. And then you're making that money. Ramona Simpson, remember the other girl I showed you? It says 92,000. Anthony Reese, he's supposed to be Inspector General for the city. What are you doing, Mr. Reese? Making 67, probably way more. Krista Shelton, I think she's one of the mayor's secretaries. Chandra Lynn Ellis, again, almost 100K minimum she's making. Petty, I don't know who that is. Charles Moore, 65. Who's that? Because he's admin too, 65,000. What do these people even do, man? The aldermen are all supposed to be making the same thing. So 44.6. The clerk, or she's deputy clerk, making is listed as 61. Treasurer 28. HR 50,000. HR 90,000. Finance department, Kim Ferris. Who's that? 67,000 almost. What do they freaking do? They never report on where the money's going. So what are you paying Kim Ferris 60-some thousand for? Lonnie Harrison, he's in the planning department. He's a pastor they brought in to try to get the pastors under control. All right, let's go to the cops. Tibbs, 84. Anderson. He's one of the deputy chiefs, 87. Detective Baptiste, 82. Keel, I know he's been around for a long time, 84. Bischoff, 82. Yeah, whatever happened to Bischoff? He's the big buff white guy. I haven't seen him lately. Muhammad, 79. Ramsey, 73. Thomas, 49. Walker, 51. DeLeon. Oh, Derek, that's your guy if you're watching. DeLeon. The city says he makes 79, but I bet he makes more than that. Anybody a milkshake, they don't break ground on 5 of those fake houses. Yeah, who knows, man? But yeah, they're about money. Kirkwood's making 84, Adams 84, Matthews 82. Matthews, I think I've seen him too. Magana, remember he's the one that arrested Colby and was real aggressive with her? He's listed at 84. Remember, these are conservative estimates because they're from the city. So I think these people probably make more. Right. I think he's sergeant. Right. 8 is listed at 84. Jones, 51. Gia Barry Williams. She's one of the records clerks, 47. Another Muhammad, 81. Thomas Kant. You'll often see him with the dog, 81. Patterson, Marcus Patterson been with Harvey for many years, 91. Sherry Harris, 85. Ellison, I don't remember what he looks like, 84. Barbie, 84. Garibaldi, 82. Stewart, 84. Where the frick are all these police people? They're getting paid all this money. Gregory Williams, 82. Loretta Jackson, 40. Biddings, 118. Remember, that's probably a low estimate. No, dude, you don't deserve all that. Not for how trashy this city looks. Stephen Griffin? Little Griffin guy, young guy, they're paying him 77. Oh, I think it's because he was always near Clark. I was gonna say he shouldn't be making that much. Thrill Kill, 77. Derek Charles, 92. He's the one that manhandled my neck. John Harris, 77. McKinner, 66. George Lockett, 53. Turpin, he's the guy that was always at the Village Hall working, 45. Bunkley, 61. Wright, 77. Puckett, 66. Another Muhammad, 66. Hardy, 41. Radcliffe, 43. Oh, okay. I was saying now I'm like, these aren't police. Okay, now we're into fire. Okay. Calvert, I know he's one of the higher up ones. He makes 83. Keith, he's been there for many, many years, so he makes 95. But I don't understand why, because he's been working many years for Harvey. Ortega, 76. Silvera, 86. Tyler, 78. Boyd, he is, I think, deputy chief. He's at 103. Lynn Harvey, she's the administrator for the fire department. She makes 42. Jefferson, 84. Jensen, he's, I think, a captain. Borman, 95. Capalillo, he's the union rep, I believe, right now, or union president, 77. Wiley, 74. Scruggs, 74. Okay, and then Chief Fisher, 110,000. That's a lot of money, man, for having all those fires, and we still don't know why. Oh, Public Works, Rick, he's making 116 minimum. Get out of here. What did they even do, man? His administrator, Crystal, makes 77. Get out. I'm sorry, people. Okay, I don't know these peeps as much, but all these people work under Public Works? Like, what the hell? Where's Maria? I thought Maria was an admin. Oh, maybe she's up here, an admin. Maria. Oh, I don't see her. Huh. Wasn't Maria over water? Oh, there she is. Maria, 70,000. Yeah. All right, folks. That's about it for tonight. Any questions, comments, concerns? All these services are part of the ratings to insure the houses. Cameron, 118. 118. Yeah, isn't that crazy, man? Thanks for tuning in, you guys. I'll see you soon. And, be positive. Your job, your assignment. Talk to, if you don't live in Harvey, hey, post on social media, support us. You can even show up to our meeting on Monday at 6. Great. Otherwise, talk to your alderman if you live in Harvey. Figure out who you want voted in as interim mayor, and you better call, email, text, pressure them as much as possible. So before I go, let me see if I have their information. Hold on. City Council. I'm going to show you their info, so you have no freaking excuse, okay? If you are a Harvey resident, you need to put maximum pressure on your alderman and tell them who you want them to vote for. That's your vote. They represent you. I don't care what they want. It doesn't matter what they want. It matters what you want, okay? Here you go. So here's the info, folks. That's what I'm going to leave you with. Again, if you're a Harvey resident, here's Shirley's info, Colby's info, Delaney's info. Sorry, Delaney's kind of got overwritten a little bit. It should be T. Smith at cityofharveyil.gov. And you got Tracy, Dominique, and Tyrone. And this is T. Rogers at cityofharveyil.gov. That's why they're going through it. Yeah, money's wasted. Good night. They're making a killing. They sure are. So there's no sharing on the payroll. You think they're using a fake person? No, remember, we pay big money to this contractor called B&F, and they do all the inspections and stuff. So Sheridan probably works for B&F Construction. Wonder why we broke. Good night. Bye. Right, D-Love. Great info. Good to see everyone. Great information. Thank you. Okay, guys. See you soon. Au revoir. Ciao.